I'm with Madhusudan, who's the customer CTO of Google Cloud. Hi Madhusudan, how are you liking the experience so far at site?
It's fantastic. This is the first time I'm actually also at this facility. But apart from that, I think it's a great setup. I think we had some great sessions in the morning. And then, I think the day is kicking off and a lot of traction. And I see a lot of buzz. Not there as Coldplay, but,
But how did you like the questions from the people after your session? I think they were very interesting.
people are very engaged. For an audience of that size, I think we had uh, a lot of engagement, a lot of conversations. There are a lot of people who came and met me after the session. We had some very good conversations on AI, LLM, going to production, things like that. Yeah, perfect.
How do you feel the energy is when it comes to Indian developers?
Very, very enthusiastic.
Yeah. Is it like changing? Have you seen any trends lately of any developers?
Right, I think definitely, right, data and AI has suddenly, has mastered the mind or gotten into the minds of everybody. Every developer today is thinking, how do I leverage AI and data on what I do, or whoever does what they do, how it can help them, and how they can build better products and solutions using those technologies. I believe, and this is across every facet of what's happening in the industry. I mean, today, as I just came out of the session, for example, a person who is physically challenged came and said, "Hey, Madhu, how does AI and LLM help who are physically challenged?" And we had a very, very nice discussion on how LLM could bridge that gap, or how AI could substantially bridge that gap between roles and functions they could perform today versus roles and functions they could perform tomorrow with new technologies.
Definitely. So I think since Google is one of the leaders, when it comes to AI or any technology for that matter, how is Google Cloud adopting to or approaching or leading in generative AI?
So, right. So, in terms of AI, we were one of the earliest companies to define and say we are going to be AI first. We understood the underlying impact of this technology and what it's going to be for us based on our fundamental mission that we want to be able to organize the information and make it useful for everybody on this planet, right? So when you think of it from that mission, AI was absolutely the right thing for us to adopt. And then in optimizing AI along the way, we invented the transformer architecture, which was 2017, and we have been incorporating the transformer architecture in various products and services, whether it's Google Maps, or YouTube, recommendations, and so on, across any number of things.
I think just yesterday the new update to Gemini was announced as well.
Yes, and we have wider context, longer context, a whole set of capability that have been launched. AI Studio, which is a mechanism for you to build AI applications, etc. We also reduced the price of Gemini by 50% yesterday, which makes it possible for you to do more for less. And remember, look at that, 50% is the reduction in price, which means substantially more than what we can do. And we are already at 1 million, 2 million window context, etc. Right? And then there's a lot that's going to happen over the next couple of years that I see. We're going to see some amazing outcomes that's coming. And think about this conference 2 years from today, right? And how every aspect of this conference could change because of AI.
And how is the customer feedback like when who are adopting Google Cloud and the Gemini services? And what advice also would you give to enterprises who are building POCs and shifting?
So first, I don't know if you're going to put this as part of the video that you're going to do. I would really recommend that you do. There is one slide I presented in my talk today where I talk about 185 use cases that are in production in the world of customers using Gemini, right? So I would really recommend if you can sort of embed that. And what that does is it gives everyone, and that URL is a way for you to get to and start looking at, can I do something that somebody's already done, right? And you sort of learn from there. It gives you a lot of ideas on how to do it. And there are employee-facing use cases, there are consumer-facing use cases, right? Partner-facing use cases, etc. There's all kinds of use cases in there that you can start to build from. And that's 185 global top companies in the world that have done this. So there is adoption and there is acceleration of that adoption. And those examples give you an idea of where to start as well, right? Because every organization's maturity capability is different. So what happens, it gives you an idea of where to start. I'm sure you will find a story that resonates with you there and you will say, hey, let me try doing this for you, right? I would recommend starting there. If not, feel free to reach out to your Google Cloud sales customer engineer, etc. Reach out to me. Very, very happy to engage and have a conversation and see what would make sense for you. Absolutely.
And so, since this year's Cypher is focused on AI, building AI for Bharat, so what advice would you give to the developers who are in India, who are also like checking out Google's Gemma models, for example, that are also brilliant for Indic languages? How do you see the adoption there, and what advice would you give to the developers building for it, India for AI?
This is absolutely great technology. You should try your hands on it. I mean, if you're a very early young developer, absolutely this is going to be the technology. Earlier today, my colleague Nitin had a session on developer productivity on AI, right? With AI, right? So what you start thinking about is, rather than code or develop applications the way I normally used to, how do I think of the life cycle of my day, my week, my month, and across that, what are the places where I believe AI can help me, and start using that to accelerate your work every day and improving your productivity every day, right? That's one. Number two, there you are the consumer of the AI model. Number two, I have these models. I have Gemma, I have Gemini, I have distilled models of Gemini, so on and so forth. What can I do with that through which I can develop new innovative mechanisms that I can deliver to my user, consumer, employee, etc. within your organization? Um, you can compress a lot of effort through this, right? You have to rethink and reimagine what the user experience is going to be with that AI model. You can reimagine and define how you're going to build that engagement, and therefore, fundamentally break the underlying assumption of how certain applications should work. Today, a good part of my talk was about that, right? You can jump through 6 applications to get something done, or you can have a single console through which all of that gets done. You decide which journey brings the most value to your users, and you bring that forward.
Yeah. So the last question that I want to ask you, since all these AI tools are here, like everyone is building their AI tools. So do you think everyone is now a developer who can prompt in natural language and maybe build apps?
I believe I use the word builder, developer sort of interchangeably. I believe everybody is a builder, right? Somebody builds slides, somebody builds code, somebody builds documents. We do a lot of these things. Even meetings, we have to prepare and work. So, in essence, at the end of the day, what we are all trying to do is to build something so that it delivers value to someone else, right? And we are all participative in that process of building. Some of them do it through a specific process called writing code. Some of them do that through a specific process of sales and marketing. I mean, calling sales and marketing people not builders is not right, because they build relationships, right? They build content. Developer can write great code, but if you do not package it, market it effectively, it's not going to go anywhere. And if somebody does not build the right relationships and bring it to market correctly and effectively offer right value to customers, it's not going anywhere either. So everybody is a builder who comes together to do this. Now, what happens is AI gives you a way to reimagine how you work every day, and therefore do this differently. How do you do it more productively, more effectively, right? So as a result, you will use that as a tool to sort of accelerate your function and bring more value to the same customer that you can. And all of us work in cohesion across all of this.
So with that thought, thank you so much, Madhusudan. Yeah, thank you so much.